How did you think Miro looked tonight, and what did you think of how Dallas dealt with that 11-7 as far as the rotations and rhythm?
Well, I think the first thing you have to look at is his first game back in 3.5 months, like you said, and you're jumping in not to a regular season game, you're jumping in the middle of the playoffs. So you can see his skating abilities there. Where I notice things is when he's skating backwards and he's got to pivot. And some of that could be a brace he's wearing. And they'll talk about practices and all. It has nothing to do with the practices, and we got to get contact and stuff like that. Nothing is like playing this game. And so, and I think the biggest thing for him was, and there's one particular early in the game, maybe his third, fourth shift, I don't know who it was, but somebody kind of went wide on him. And you could see him struggling to turn. And I don't even know if that's anything to do with his knee or if it's the timing. Because now everybody's starting to come at you at a real pace. And you do one-on-ones and 3-on-2s and things like that in practice, but guys are going 3/4 speed, and you're just kind of going through the motions. But I think it was important for him to get through that game. Hopefully he doesn't feel any tweaks or anything like that. And now he's just going to have to work on that other stuff, which is going to come in time, which I think right now with this series being 3-1, I mean, not going to say anything about us finishing this out, but that gives you a little time before you get into the next round, and it'll be interesting. And I'm looking ahead, which isn't the right thing to do, but I look at it because who I believe that Dallas may face in that next round, because I'm not looking ahead there. I know Dallas is going to get there, and I think the other team will too. And there would be a good matchup. I don't know if it'll be the right time for the matchup. Well, we can get to that later, I guess.
As far as Miro goes, did you think that the Stars dealt with having 7 defensemen on the bench in the game tonight so that it didn't disrupt things too much?
Yeah, I mean, it appeared that they did. I mean, you look at Bichel and Petro, I think they played somewhere around 7 minutes, and they've been playing 12, 14, 15. So I think from the standpoint of that physical presence with that pair, are you sure we're not keeping you up?
No,
over here?
I'm fine.
Would you like a Bud Light?
It'll perk me right up. I'm doing just fine. Don't worry, I'll power through it.
But I think that from a physical standpoint, when you're not getting the same minutes that you've been getting, because they've been given more minutes and they deserve more minutes, and they're a pair that I really like. They're a heavy pair. They do what they do. Bichel ends up getting anywhere between 8 and 13 hits a night. Petro got up there the other night. Petro, I think, led the team in hits. And it might have been Petro that had 13. But anyway, or no, he had more than that. He had like 16 or something. So, but that's your physical pair. And they don't get in the same rhythm. But again, they didn't need that tonight. The interesting thing will be like what happens, when they want, because they're not going to go, I don't believe they're going to go 11-7 the rest of the way.
Meaning who might get scratched on the back end if Miro's feeling all right.
Yeah.
So the next question is, are you looking for Miro to have, you mentioned he got through the first game. Jason Robertson looked much better. Now, granted, it's a much more mild injury that Robo was dealing with than what Miro went through, but he looked better in game 2. And I remember even made the comment of, he had a couple of those, hey, Pete, move me up the lineup kind of shifts, where it was really notable. He popped a little bit. Are you looking for Miro to start doing those things as his next few games unfold?
For me, Miro, his forward skating, I mean, is always going to be good, right? He could probably do it with one leg out there. But I think more importantly, it's how he handles rushes coming back into his own zone. And again, a lot of that has to do with timing. Of course, there's something to do with the knee and surgery and all this other stuff, been missing 3.5 months. So that's the part that I think that has to come back to him just from an appearance kind of thing. And there were times, and he fumbled the puck a couple times, like he never does that. Mm-hmm. But that's having the puck on your stick and knowing that somebody's coming on your back right away, unlike in practices where you get it and nobody's really putting any pressure on you. So it's all the timing and being in game action for the most part.
Well, part of it was really fun. I don't know if it conveyed on the TV or not, but the Stars fans in the American Airlines Center tonight were fired up for Miro coming out. Every time he touched the puck, there were the little cheers, this enthusiasm for him to be back. When he was out on the power play, he got second power play time, and there were moments where everybody was hoping for him to shoot and maybe score a goal and really blow the roof off the place. As you saw, he's not a shoot first guy.
He didn't shoot when he was healthy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
like
the
he moved. That's why we were kind of talking at the beginning of the year or halfway through the year that when Harley's out there, he has a more tendency to make a couple passes and then find a shooting lane.